The first time I saw the trailer for Prototype, I was hyped, and when it was released, I played Prototype and enjoyed each second of it. And now that I had to replay part of it to record for this video, I remember why it was so awesome. Right from the start you see what Alex Mercer, the guy you play as, is capable of. He can absorb other human beings, see their memories and disguise as the humans he absorbed. He can jump really high, he can glide, throw cars and other stuff. He can have claw hands and blade hands, can attack with tentacles that come from the ground. In short, you feel like a total indestructible badass. But don't confuse the game as an Incredible Hulk copy, as this game, even if you have free roam and can pull off a lot of Hulk moves, you have lots of extra superpowers that make you more than Hulk powerful. And besides the awesome gameplay, you get a very good story. You wake up as Alex Mercer in the morgue with no memory of yourself, and you realize you have some epic superpowers. But want to know what happened? Sounds like a cliche. Well, wait till the end. The ending will blow your mind. It's not what you expect. Also, a detail that I appreciate is that all enemies attack you at once. You know how there are those games like the first Assassin's Creed games where you are only attacked by one enemy at a time. Well, not in Prototype. The army goes with what they've got best at you. Oh, and I have to tell you again about the moves, as that's one of the things that make this game so awesome. You get so many different powers that you always upgrade to new ones, and they are all cool. So in what the combat and moves are concerned, it's so much in content that you won't ever get bored of them. And now, Prototype 2, a game that sounds cool on paper, but didn't get the unique experience the first game managed to provide, in the emotional engagement into the story I mean. The story sounds like a good idea. You play as Heller, a military guy whose family gets killed by the infected, and blames Alex Mercer for the death of his family. Mercer grants him powers for whatever reason, and then Heller goes through similar stuff, just like in the first game, in Prototype 1. The city, even though it's bigger and the graphics look better, somehow I still preferred the dark setting from the first one. But that's just a personal preference. The game looks good, even if occasionally there is too much blur, and on few occasions the blur glitched or went over characters. In Prototype 2, you have a lot of moves that were adopted from the first game and some extra moves. It's nice that the game is rewarding. You feel how your character becomes stronger and stronger, and that really gives you a push to continue beating up enemies and collect samples to get stronger and buy more moves. The combat is still an awesome experience and as awesome as ever, but somehow I still prefer the first one over the second. I mean, the second one is still fun, but for me, Prototype 1 is so good that I expected too much from Prototype 2. It's a really nice game. I agree that I expected really a lot from Prototype 2. I mean, I expected it to be bigger and better than Prototype 1, and instead it was like Prototype 1, but with a slightly different setting. But don't let these words discourage you to play the game. It's still an awesome game, and if you liked the Hulk games, or if you like to be a total badass and roam free and destroy stuff, then you have to try the game. It's awesome. The combat is really, really awesome. You will have a lot of fun in the game. And I really hope they will make a third installment that will blow everyone's mind. But until then, we still have two good and badass Prototype games. And now that I've opened the subject about Prototype 2, let me tell you about the game. So, Radical Entertainment Studio, the guys that made the first games, have been closed. and the rights for the game remained with Activision. Activision tries to avoid mentioning the topics which has to do something with prototype. Despite the effort of many journalists to try getting something, there is still nothing. I would vouch for a third game. I hope we will get it someday. Maybe Activision will try another game. I hope. Because I like the two games and I would like to play a third one. I know there's more to it than a kid saying on the internet that he wants a third prototype game to allocate a budget for such a thing, and that games are business. I mean, Prototype 2 didn't get enough sales. It kind of flopped in their view. If it won't get sales, they won't make it. But hey, for them to know that it will be a good idea to try another game, that's a thing I can do and we can do. And maybe you fans of the Prototype series will agree with me that a third one will be awesome. Because if there's demand for a game companies usually listen. Well, unless you're Valve. We are still waiting for Half-Life 3 Valve. Anyway, if they see that there is a huge amount of people who would buy their game, maybe, but just maybe, they'll allocate a budget and gather a team to make a tremendous third installment of Prototype. But until then, we still have two awesome Prototype games. Okay, so this was the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want, follow me on Twitch, Instagram or Discord. I left the links to those in the video description. Also, if you want to see another video of mine, just wait till I stop talking and there will be thumbnails of other videos I've made. Thanks for watching.